Hello everybody, Iain Robson here for another episode of Westbridge Hills. Alright, what is going on today? First of all, you'll probably notice that I have $1 million. Been playing a little bit off camera, nothing too crazy, and also you can see all my stuff is clean. That is because it rained. Except for this, apparently. This is the only thing that's not clean, apparently. Anyhow, let's grab this guy. I don't know where he even is. Oh, apparently he was sitting here ready to go. It's funny, I was using the new version of the drive control mod, and I was trying to figure out it has a parking brake, as you can see, and the parking brake works, but I didn't know how to turn it off initially. So what ended up happening was I discovered how to turn it off, and this is control and spacebar basically. A lot easier than I actually thought it was going to be. Also, I originally planted that field back there as corn, and I actually harvested it off camera just because I felt like doing a little bit of silage, I guess. I don't know. It was funny. I was just like, oh, let's just mess around a little bit. So that's what I did. I had a little bit of fun off camera, just playing around, watching some. I was watching a little bit of YouTube last night, a little bit of Netflix, and then it just seemed like the right thing to do to harvest the field at the same time, I guess. Alright, there we go. Perfect. Alright, so what do we need to get? We need to grab... Actually, that's already been planted back there. We don't need to grab any of that stuff. I thought we did. But there's a couple things I do want to grab at this time. Let's go ahead and grab... we could go for the New Holland, which is on sale. I don't know, I just don't like the way it looks for some reason. So we're going to go ahead and get the Case. We have the money for it anyways. Case has got a bit more horsepower too, 620 horsepower. The Steiger 620. Let's go ahead and get that. And we're going to get the biggest sowing machine as well, because we have some big fields now. Let's just check those two new vehicles out. There we go. So this is the Case Steiger. Nothing much has changed about it. As you can see, it's fairly standard. Nothing too crazy there. However, this is the Horsch, whatever it's called. It doesn't have any name on it. That's weird. This is the Horsch planter, the big one. This is actually like, see how there's like a link there? They're actually connected together. And the way it works is like, it's like two separate pieces, which is kind of crazy. Also, despite the fact that it looks like it does cultivate, it does not. So it is only a seeder, not a cultivator too, so that's one of the reasons why having that Lemkin seeder is a good idea. Let's fire this guy up, and I'll show you what I mean by this thing is like two separate pieces. Let's get this guy here. So watch when I turn, so see how it's like two separate pieces. There's a joint there in the middle. Thought that was pretty cool that it has that feature. So that was one of the cool things I discovered about this when I tested it out off camera, and I was trying to figure out whether or not it would actually cultivate or not. As I mentioned, it does not cultivate, unfortunately, so I thought it would. Oh well. It's funny, for the cultivator we actually have right now, the big Lemkin, you actually don't need this tractor. There's only a few things you actually need this big quad track for. Seeding. You technically don't even need it for seeding. I just thought this looked cooler, that's all. Alright. Actually, no, what we should do is we should grab some seed from over there. It's funny, I can just see the tail end of this thing turning around as I do. I don't know what needs to be close to the seeding part, though. Oh, that's good enough. Good. Alright, so what we got going on today? We have that. We do need to give our... Where's our Lemkin telehandle? We do need to give our cows a little bit of straw because they are lacking the straw. Oops. So let's go grab a couple of these. The nice thing about this, of course, is that we do have the feed... I don't know what you call it. Bale feed mod, I guess you'd call it. Which does allow us to, of course, just feed the bales directly to the cows. Which I suppose in this case, let's just take the not the, yeah, the throttle down a little bit here. Because I find, so see how much smoother that is when you reduce the throttle down? It's crazy. So I find that when you're handling bales like this, reducing the throttle through the drive control mod really helps. Because then you don't have to deal with problems of bales falling off. And also when you make turns, they're not as dramatic. So specifically with this thing, because it has such a high speed turn, because the way it turns, having it set up like this makes a really big difference, I discovered. So at least that's my point of view. That's what I've discovered about it so far. So I've enjoyed it thus far. So bit of slow going, mind you, but it does get the job done. I don't know, I'm pretty sure if you had 100 cows you wouldn't feed your cows like this. But the problem is, I guess I could put it in the mixer, but you wouldn't really chop straw that way. And I don't think you'd have a little small chop straw thing, that, or straw chopper like we have. Oh, there we go. That's 12,000. Let's increase our throttle back up to 100%. So if I had the bales on and I did that type of turn, game over. Basically. Alright, so what do we got going on? I have... This guy can chill out here. Where's the other New Holland? This guy is ready to go. Actually, I forgot to TED this first. So we have this guy. We need to make some more grass for our cows because, of course, they need they need it. But I definitely forgot to seed, not seed this. I definitely forgot to TED that. Apparently it's grown back already. So let's go ahead and grab the tedder there, and I think the interesting part about this is if I had the, where is it? No, the T6 is over here. So if I grab this guy right here, this guy apparently will work with both of those implements I was just using. It'll work with the high hitch and the low hitch, I guess. It's funny, I was watching David Oldfield today, and he actually modded the in-game Flygo trailer, so it would be a low hitch, not a high hitch, which is kind of interesting, actually. He was annoyed by the fact that it didn't work with a low hitch, so he changed it up himself. So I guess he said he took it into Blender and he changed it around there. So looks pretty good. Where are we going here? Let's go over here and drop this off here. There. That's better. Alright, let's drop that off there. Perfect. Anyways, so let's go ahead and... Oh, that's ready to go now? I didn't realize it was going to be ready to go that easily. All I did was progress time like half an hour or something, so... A couple hours, I guess it was, in-game. So that's seeded as canola there. It was originally seeded as corn, although I discovered with corn, with the seeder we have, it doesn't work very well when you put it at the speed I had it at, and it was actually jumping a little bit. So when you would leave like little spots where it wasn't quite fully planted, and I don't know. I think it's just because it was moving too fast, and so it was hopping a little bit. So I'll need to reduce the speed of that. If I want to get that to work properly, at least, because of course it looks really funny when you don't have it seated properly. Alright, let's grab the tedder, which is right here, and we should turn the other tractor off. So the nice thing about this has both high hitch and a low hitch, I believe. Yes. So see there, it's connected below, although it doesn't look like it's below at all. Huh. It's a high hitch, but the PTO goes all the way through it. I don't understand. And then for this one, see, that looks alright, I guess. Must be because it's a, just because it's a 3-point hitch. Alright, so let's get this tedder rolling here. I originally wasn't going to, I think the idea was I was just going to bale it green, I think is what the idea was. because there is a mod out there that allows you to do that. I don't know if it was the right thing to do, but that's the way it worked. Also, I harvested that, as you can probably tell already. Let's do this. We'll just do it this way. We don't need to load the course. Nice. Yeah, I guess what happened is I must have cut this and I accelerated the time too quickly, and then I totally forgot about it. But it's still there. We can still use it, so we're good to go. Which is always the case, right? You always got to make sure you got, well, really, if you're doing this in real life, you would probably have this, you wouldn't accelerate days, and the grass wouldn't grow overnight either, right? So, but in this game, of course it does. That's why these things happen. Alright, let's see if we have some comments from the last episode. I don't know what the last episode was. Oh my goodness. I think it is 13. There we go. Episode number 13. Okay, let's get this guy. So, I don't know if there was an update to Farming Simulator. I don't know if it was, if it changed very much. I honestly don't know. Because there wasn't a change log, I don't think. And it's funny, I think that there is a change log, but it's only in German, which obviously doesn't help English speakers like myself. So that was a problem that a lot of people probably ran into. Was that, but I don't know what the deal is. So it's one of those things. Alright, comments. Road King says he absolutely loves the videos. He can't wait for the game to come out in Xbox, or on the Xbox, I should say. Yeah, that really sucks. For people who have like consoles, they're waiting until January 2015, I think, is when I've heard the date is supposed to be for the game. So that'd be a long time to wait. I suppose it's a good reason not to play stuff on consoles. But usually it's the other way around. Actually, a lot of time. Well, I don't know. I don't have a console at all, so I have no idea what the normal deal is for them. I only play PC games, so if it takes a long time on console, I wouldn't even know. I know there are some games that have gone from PC to console, and those, of course, have done well. I don't know, like, this game technically was originally made for the PC, but it's made its transition over to the console, I think. I don't know when that was. I think that was the last edition. 2013 came out on console a while ago. I know they have a mobile edition as well. Of 2013, but I'm not sure about this version. So, what else do we got here? Keegan says I should get a big four-wheel drive tractor like the Case or the New Holland. That was a while ago now, but we got it, so that's good. Also, what else do we got here? We have a couple other comments. What else do we have? Becky says, could you sell the little New Holland? I think she's referring to the T4. And I like the little T4. That's why I kept it around. Although it is a bit small for most of the implements we have now, which is why we have the T6 here. Which is nice because it has both the high hitch and the low hitch, which is a nice little feature about it. Also, for those people who don't know already, RD Allen has a multiplayer server now for Farming Sim 15 on Westbridge Hills, and he released his first multiplayer episode the other day, or today, I guess it would be. So go and check that out. I think he realized that there are a lot of people. One of the biggest problems with Farm Sim at the moment, for 13 and for 15, was syncing players, because if people load or if people come and go sort of idea, you have to sync every single time. And if you watch Jim's streams ever, I'm sure you'll have a good idea of how annoying that can be at times. And someone decides they want to join even though there's no space for them or their computer's really slow. It happens. What else? RD Allen also, he left a comment on the last on episode 13 about the traffic, and he says it must be rush hour. I know, right? I don't know if that actually factors into the game. I don't know. A while ago, I recorded an episode where there was just a crazy amount of traffic, and I don't know what the reason was for it, but there was a lot. That's for sure. All right, here we go. Perfect. They may have fixed this. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be... This thing doesn't seem to be having the same problems. I don't think. Maybe because I'm just going in a straight line. It's not too much of a hill. And I have quite a bit of overlap, maybe? I don't know. Dakota says he just downloaded... Or, yeah, I guess that's like... Yeah, I guess that would be a guy's name. Dakota. I think it's also a woman's name, too. I think Dakota Fanning, isn't that an actress? Anyways. Dakota says that... They downloaded Farm Sim 15. They downloaded the Old Family Farm. Yes, so the Old Family Farm was released for FS 15 the other day. I think it was yesterday. So that yesterday would have been November 15th, I guess. So it's pretty cool. I haven't checked it out yet. I'm guessing not many changes have been made. It's pretty standard, I suppose. Just a regular convert from one game to the other game, which is what to be expected, basically. I wouldn't suspect that people would go out of their way to change the map too much if it's a solid map already. So for example, the Old Family Farm is a pretty good map already, so they probably didn't change much about it. There we go. Let's get this last little bit here. It's funny, when you do it yourself without the GPS, you end up going out of your way to get everything, I've discovered. Whereas if I was just letting the GPS do it, I think I would wouldn't care as much. You can actually zoom fairly far out in this game now. I don't know if you were always able to. Anyways, last pass here, and then we'll be able to put it into a windrow. And luckily, we have the other tractor here, so we can just hop into that tractor. Ted mentioned about the high hitch, low hitch scenario. Apparently there's many implements that do not attach because it's an American tractor with a European type hitch, I guess is what he's saying, or a German implement. Because I guess the way it works in Germany is they have they have a different system for their hookups. They don't have the same way. They don't hook it up the same way. So they have like, I guess they have the low hitch, high hitch scenario. I don't know. Let's just pull this over here for the time being. Get it out of the way. Turn it off, and this guy right here. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't realize there was. Oops. Ooh. There we go. I didn't realize there's different types of hitches like that. I'm not that familiar with German agriculture, unfortunately. So when it comes to stuff like that, don't know for sure. I know there's going to be variations no matter where you are in the world, so I'm not 100% surprised by that, but alright, let's unfold this guy. Let's just try it like this. We'll see how it goes. Alright, get a sip of coffee. The World Clan says, be careful when you use the wrapper. Apparently there's some problems with it. I'll be sure to keep that in mind. I have not used the in-game wrapper yet. Apparently some people have had some problems with it, so keep that in mind. What else is there? Jacob asks, I'm going to get a pickup. You know what? More than one person have asked me about the pickup. I'm going to get it right now. Let's get it in black. There. Let me just show you this pickup, because more than one person has asked me about this. This is what the pickup looks like. It looks like a Dodge, for those people who know what Dodge is. And it's a pickup. It does have a hitch on the back. and it does lots of power slides. Check it out. Let me just hop into this field over here and I'll show you what I mean by power slides. So, goes 80 kilometers an hour, and that's what I mean by power slides. So you can just do really big power slides with this thing. I don't know if you can pretty much do donuts if you want to. Oh, that just locks it in place, huh? Apparently if you pull the parking brake, nothing will happen. Well, it just stops actually, which is kind of funny. So there you go. That is the pickup that people have been asking about. The reason I have picked it up is because I really don't have any use for it. But people have asked about it, so there it is. It's pretty cool. Oh, I love how those things stay running. That's so awesome. Because we have the manual ignition mod installed now, basically what will happen is that it'll continue to run until you come back into it. The problem I kept running into was when I tabbed out of something and then went to something else, the implement would turn off. But now with the manual ignition mod, it just stays running, so you can just continue exactly where you left off, which is awesome. Excellent. Right. Now, what I realize now, my problem I'm going to run into is I'm going to have to, because I'm not using the GPS course that I normally do, I'm going to have to be careful with the baler because I will have to follow a different line this time around, which is kind of funny. But it is what it is. I feel like I should make a bigger field for grass because I keep running out of grass with my cows, but not straw. I don't know. Just seems that way, at least. It seems like when I want to have extra. Well, there's only so much grass you can get off this. I think you get on this load right here, this area right here, you get about 16 bales or so, give or take. Jacob asks, I'm going to get the biggest tractor. Yes, Jacob, we are going to get the biggest tractor, and in fact, we already have the biggest tractor. The Case Steiger 620 is the biggest tractor in this game, which is nice. It works really well. I'm hoping that there are some mods, or there will be some mods in the future of the Case Steigers that have things like indoor sound, because that's one thing I really miss. Because it's the same volume whether you're inside or outside the tractor, which is okay, I guess, but I would rather have it quiet in the tractor. I don't know. Like I've said before, it's one of those things where if you record anything basically, and you're trying to talk over it, it always is difficult to do. This little Chrome Swadro is pretty nice. It's funny. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but one of the really funny things I noticed was the fact that when I changed over to the big tedder and the big rake, I actually didn't get as many bales as I did with the smaller rake and the smaller tedder. There we go. I don't know how that works out, but that happened. I was really confused by that. I was like, how does that work? Why did I get more bales from a smaller tedder and smaller setup? And I suppose it was because there might be a problem with putting grass into a single windrow. I don't know. I don't know for sure if that is a problem or not, but someone mentioned the other day that that was a problem in the old game, so could potentially be something that happened in his game. I don't know. In all honesty, it doesn't really bother me that much. Just something I thought was kind of random, because I haven't changed the size of the field at all. The field is still the same size, just that I randomly get more, or I got more, I should say, from the old one in comparison to the new one. So there you have it. Look at this. Last pass is just perfect size. Or, well, up to here is, at least. Maybe the last little bit may not be, but we shall see. Matt says I should do a silage episode. You know, Matt, I do need to do a silage episode, and by the time you hear this message, there will have been a silage episode for you already. It's always funny. I don't know, I'm pretty far in advance right now. I don't mean to be, I'm enjoying playing the game right now, and because of that I've been recording more, I suppose. So, what's been happening is I'm kind of ahead. Crazy ahead? Maybe. I don't know. It's not super ahead, but it's definitely... Oh, that's the tree's shadows moving. I'm like, what the heck is that? I wouldn't say I'm crazy ahead, but I'm fairly far ahead. Like, as of right now, November 16th, I have into December done already, I guess. Which is fine. Excellent. Now, I forget where I left the baler. I want to say I left it at the other field there. That would be my guess, at least. Anyways, what we'll do is we'll have to come back next episode, and we will do the baling then, because we have reached the wrapping up point, and that'll take more than 5 minutes, I'm sure of it. So what we'll do next episode is we'll probably bale, and we will also whoops, we'll bale and probably collect the bales as well, I suspect. Alright, there we go. Perfect. Alright folks, that'll be it for today. My name's Iain Robson. This has been Farming Simulator 2015, coming at you from Westbridge Hills. Catch you guys later.